Hi, welcome back to PARC Parent Pointers. I'm Bree. Today we're going to be chatting about a highly requested video, highly requested topic, hyperbaric oxygen treatments, also known as HBOT. So our practice is probably one of the first ones that implemented hyperbaric treatments with hypospadias repairs. And so in the beginning we were very conservative with our approach. We wanted to make sure that because we weren't sure how the insurances were going to work, we weren't sure how financially costing it was going to be, we didn't realize how cumbersome it would be in the beginning, so we were very conservative with our approach. If a patient had had several surgeries, it looks like they weren't healing really well, for fistulas were occurring, things like that, then we went ahead and recommended hyperbaric treatments. Our protocol in the beginning was 20 preoperative hyperbaric treatments, 10 post-operative hyperbaric treatment, and we have a paper showing those results, showing how much hyperbaric makes a difference for graft healing when we place an oral graft down, or a graft in general, but especially the oral grafts, because we're moving it from one location of the body to a completely opposite part of the body that has a different type of environment, so that helps tremendously to make sure there's no graft contracture. It also helps in regards to blood flow, increasing that blood flow, increasing overall healing, since the surgery site that we are working on is an end organ. And what that means is similar to our fingers. If you were to look at the circulatory system of our body, blood flows to our fingers, and depending on how good your circulatory system is, that your end fingers might not get as good circulation compared to your elbow, and you notice that in the colder months because your body is focused on keeping your internal trunk circulated, warm, all that good stuff. So that's a way you can think about it in regards to the penis for the hypospadias repair surgeries. So we put out our paper, we started doing more stuff with the hyperbarics, and we've realized how amazing it has worked. So we have been more or less conservative with our approach. So we've noticed if a patient has had 2 previously failed operations coming into our office, let's go ahead and mention hyperbarics. Let's go ahead and let them know this is something that we want done. It might not be done before surgery, but we definitely think it should be done after surgery if we're going to put a fresh graft down. And so if you happen to be one of our patients that was here a year ago or 2 years ago and we didn't mention hyperbarics to you, it's definitely because we had a more conservative approach. It's something that we recommend a lot, and we've noticed great things with it. So we're more than happy to talk about it. We're more than happy to discuss the benefits of it, and discuss what we want. Now the flip side of it, the part that's a little bit trickier, is on a federal level. General, insurance companies that are federally recognized, on a general sense, hyperbaric treatments are covered with certain terminology that we use. So if we're getting a graft placed and it looks like it's a failed graft, that's usually covered. If it's compromised flaps, that's usually covered. Necrosis of the tissues. But each insurance umbrella, whether it's Blue Cross, Aetna, United Healthcare, they all have Cigna, they all have little individual plans throughout, right? So if your plan in particular doesn't cover a certain terminology, even though you have Cigna and another family has Cigna, but they have a different type of plan, maybe theirs does cover it. So the flip side of it is keeping in mind that there's a possibility that your insurance plan will not cover it. When we do our treatments, we are kind of telling them, hey, this needs to be done, here's the prescription, here's the referral. If you're out of state, then I also send, because I send all the referrals out, hello. So if it's you're out of state, I send them the paper that we have, I send them our protocol, I send them everything they could possibly need, along with the doctor's prescription signature that explains how many pre, how many post, the diagnosis codes, the CPT codes, everything they could need. And from that point, it is out of our hands. All we can do is tell the doctor, tell the facility what's needed, so that they can communicate that to their insurance company, because each facility accepts different insurances. Each hyperbaric physician is credentialed in different places and accepts different insurances. So from there, it's kind of up to you and what's localized in your area, what is available near you. So if you're wanting to get updates on the status of the claim, the status of the hyperbaric, how much it's going to cost, all of that is at that particular facility. Whatever facility you emailed me or called me about and I sent all that information over to, that is all kind of up to them. Another option is something that we usually recommend more times than not, is staying in Dallas, staying in the Frisco area, staying in this DFW metroplex, any of the surrounding cities, because we have hyperbaric facilities that we use all the time. We have ones that we send majority of our patients to. There's a good handful. There's about 3 of them that we send majority of our patients to. And so we have a facility that's multi-chamber. If you want to get in with your son, we have that option for you. It's a little bit further. I think it's 30-45 minutes away from our office, but if you want that, you can stay in a hotel near there, so that way all the treatments, you're not having to travel back and forth, because other than on the day of surgery, getting to surgery, there's no reason for you to be in this area, really, as long as you're close by. A 30-minute drive isn't a problem. We also have ones that are single chambers, where the kiddo's going to get in by himself, but it's like this clear tube. He's perfectly fine to get in. It's perfectly safe. He's watching TV. He's got a book, different things like that. So he's entertained. So we have that option for you. That's a little bit closer. That one's maybe 15-20 minutes away. So we have some all over the metroplex, and they've worked with us, so they know what to tell the insurance companies. They know what to say, what not to say. They know the 48-hour window of emergent treatments and urgent, and they've seen it with hypospadias repairs. The particular places we go to have the same staff. We've been working with them for years, so it's a little bit easier if you stay in this area. But mind you, at the same time, it still depends on your insurance plan. It also depends on if you decide to stay here and only get maybe 5 or 6 treatments and get the rest transferred to a different facility. It's up to that facility to then make that transfer, get all the paperwork taken care of, and get things done. So it's kind of a process. It's a lot that can happen. There's a lot that goes into it, but at the end of the day, Hyperbaric works tremendously. It's really great to use. It's a really great treatment tool that we love, and so of course we want you to get it done, but we also want you to be aware of the circumstances that come with it. Which leads me to my next point. The circumstances that come with it, that is why we have a set protocol. That is why, if your son has never had surgery before, maybe he's a younger kiddo, maybe he's only had 1 or 2, but what was done in the operating room based on an operative report, we don't think you need hyperbaric. There's reasons that we probably didn't recommend it, because there's a lot that goes into it. Lots of travel, lots of taking off work, making sure that everything is financially okay. So, there's a lot of working parts and pieces to it, but we're here every step of the way. We'll send the referral. We'll fill out family leave, FMLA paperwork, or whatever you need for your job to get paid while you're taking this time off, school notes, all of that good stuff. We'll take care of it, but just keep in mind that our office works tremendously hard to make sure that you're getting everything taken care of for your son, and that we're getting everything he needs. So just send me an email, give me a call if you want to talk about hyperbaric. It's possible that we didn't recommend it to you, but you still want to get some information on it. Maybe you want to try it on your own, or try it on a facility near your house, and that's more than fine. We love hyperbaric, but just keep in mind that there's reasons we might have not mentioned it, but we're more than happy of speaking about it with you, because it's better to give us a call and say, hey, hyperbaric wasn't mentioned to me. Do you think I need it? Do you think I don't? And we can kind of talk things through and let you know of all your options, and make sure that you're well informed. So have a great weekend. We'll see you next week for the PARC Parent Pointer videos, talking about more good things with surgery and making sure that you're well informed. So have a great weekend. Bye.